Feminists and Western women do not like accountability for anything, man.
Men need to hear this. For way too long, women have shouldered the load of driving the conversation about violence prevention, basic decency and respect. Violence against women is a men's problem. Men.
It's a societal problem. It's a men and women's problem, not just us.
Today I ask you to be the ones to step in and to know the steps you can take to move from being a bystander to a part of the solution.
It's very interesting that she brings that up because whenever women are attacking men, you see this all the time online because women have no honor, right? There will be a man there, he won't be doing anything. A woman will be, a girl will just be attacking him, and all the girls around won't do a thing while they witness another woman attacking a man. Not one of them steps in and says and pulls her to the side and says, "Hey, calm your tits. You need to relax." Not one of them. But then the second he does something to her and defends himself, oh, all the women go crazy and they're like, "Oh, you can't hit a woman. You can't hit a woman. You can't do that."
We live in the supposed lucky country and yet we count dead women. In the first 10 weeks of this year,
You also count dead men.
19 women have been killed in Australia.
Out of how many? Out of how many million?
And in 2023, 75 Australian women and 11 children lost their lives, mostly at the hands of men they knew. Experts know what's needed: crisis housing, legal services, frontline services, prevention, better data, sustained funding. But they and we need men to show leadership to bring the change.
You won't listen to our leadership. We've already told you. We've already told you, and you said it's oppression. Hey, yo, they cannot be serious. They can't be serious. You want our leadership, you don't follow. It's lies. They talk a big game, but they they don't mean it.
I ask the Prime Minister, you have to lead this, to be that man. Use your authority from the most powerful office in this land and please speak as a man to men. It's a national emergency. Enough is enough.
And you can tell she's a diehard feminist too. Look at this. This is a diehard feminist right here. Yo, it's just so incredible, isn't it? Just absolutely the audacity. First off, she's asking the president to talk to men as if, what problems has he solved? He's a politician. He doesn't solve any problems. The ignorance. Listen, it happens both ways. It's human nature, okay? It's not a men problem. It's going to happen. It's an unfortunate reality. But one thing I learned from my grade 9 French teacher, Russian-Ukrainian man, brilliant. He said some words to me that have always stuck with me and haven't gone anywhere because they are so true and it's so fundamental. As an INTJ, I truly appreciate it. He said to me in my grade 9 French class, he said, people do things for two reasons. Because they want to and they can. Because they want to and because they're able to. If they're not able to, they can't do it, right? They're not going to do it. And if they don't want to, they likely won't do it. Right? Two reasons. It is human nature for people with power to abuse their power, to manipulate. It happens. And men are stronger than women. It's going to happen. I wish it didn't. I really, truly wish it didn't happen. But it's going to happen. Okay? It's, again, I'm going to have to borrow from Andrew Tate. You can tell people not to steal, you can tell people not to lie. It's going to happen. You have to live in reality. You have to. Just like it happens to women, though, it happens to men, and it happens to men even more. There's more violence by men committed to men than there is against women. Believe it or not. The only reason, and women like to talk this big game, the only reason why it's not in reverse is because women are weaker than men. In situations where women have power and are able to manipulate, they abuse that power just as much as men do. They abuse their power with children far more than men do, and they abuse their power with animals, okay? And there's all kinds of stories you hear about women doing things with animals and with children, especially in Florida for some. Florida is like a cesspool. I don't know what's going on in Florida, but it's wild in Florida. Let me say that. Anyways, if you really want to prevent these tragedies from happening, what you need to do is raise good, honorable men. And in order to raise good, honorable men, you need to have stable households. You need to have preferentially 2-parent households that are stable in a committed relationship. Do women want to do that? No. You don't want to listen to our advice on this. In order to raise good men, you'd have to have a man in the household. And this is my advice for single mothers. Send your sons to the military. I know you don't want to hear that. Oh no, he's my son, he's my baby boy. You can't raise him to be a man. You can't do it. You cannot do it. A man can raise a girl to be a woman. That's fine. Women cannot raise boys to be men. And the reason, do I really need to go so deep? The reason why men can do it and women can't do it is because everybody starts off in the same state, okay? Boy and girl, they're equal, okay? Equal. Everybody treats them the exact same. Little girl, little boy, we have to protect them. They're innocent, they're sweet, they're innocent, okay? It's not until boys hit puberty and girls hit puberty that all of a sudden everything changes. Everything changes for the guy. All of a sudden, oh no, you can't hit your sister. You don't do that. She's a girl. You're like, what do you mean? Everything is screwed for us. It's something women don't experience. You're completely incapable of comprehending. Men, we understand you. We have to. We have to understand women to attract women. We understand. We all start off in the same state, but men go through something different after we hit puberty and we get our strength. All of a sudden, a gap occurs. Okay, but anyways, I digress. This is not our fault. If women don't want to listen to men, we can't be held. Of course, these tragedies are going to keep happening. They're going to increase. It's sad, but that's reality. Consequences. You don't want to listen. A lot of things that women say is oppression is really just necessity. Because without these things, everything starts to collapse.